Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the world of sports betting with a strategy that's going to blow your mind. We're talking about first half betting and why it might just be the smartest play in the game. Yeah, you heard that right. We're talking about focusing on just the first 45 minutes of the game. Now, I know what you're thinking. Joe, what about the whole game? Isn't that where the real action is? And yeah, I get it. But trust me on this one. There's a whole science behind it and we're going to break it all down for you. So, let's talk about why betting on the full 90 minutes can be a real crapshoot. I mean, have you ever watched a game where one team just dominates the first half, they're up by a couple of goals, and you think it's in the bag, then, bam! Second half rolls around and it's like a different team shows up. The thing is, man, a lot can happen in a soccer game. Fatigue sets in, players get sloppy, red cards come out of nowhere. It's unpredictable, man. And that's where the bookies, they make their money. They know most people bet on the whole game and they set those odds to take advantage of all that uncertainty. Remember Liverpool versus Brentford at Anfield last season? Liverpool was up 1-0 at halftime, looking like the sure thing. But Brentford, man, they came out swinging in the second half. It's like they injected themselves with some kind of crazy Viking juice or something. The energy shifted, and they almost tied it up. That's the thing about the beautiful game, man. It's unpredictable, and that's why betting on the full 90 minutes can be a real gamble. Now let's get into the good stuff. How to use first half betting to outsmart the bookies. You see, these guys, they love patterns. They live and breathe numbers, and they have these weird superstitions about certain numbers like 7, 9, and 6. I'm not saying it's aliens or anything, but it's weird, right? These numbers often pop up in trap games where the bookies are practically begging you to bet on the long shot. But here's the thing, sometimes the most obvious bet is a trap. Like, if you see a game and the first half draw option is missing from the betting options, that's a red flag right there, man. Instead of falling for that, look at the home team, especially if they're the favorites. See if the odds for them to win the first half or even a draw seem too good to be true. That's where the real value is, my friends. Now, I'm not saying this is a guaranteed win every time, this isn't some magic formula, but if you want to be a smarter bettor, you gotta have a system. And this is how we do it. First off, stick to the top leagues, man. The Premier League, La Liga, Champions League, you know, the big dogs. These leagues have the most data, the most consistent teams, and the most predictable outcomes. Don't mess around with those small leagues. Stick with what you know. Second, make first half betting your bread and butter. It's like taking a bite-sized piece of the action. You have more control, less chaos. It's about making smart, calculated bets, not just throwing money at the wall and hoping something sticks. And finally, and this is the most important one, folks, never, ever bet with your heart. I know it's tempting to put money on your team, but trust me, it's a recipe for disaster. We're trying to make money here, not fuel our emotions. Look, the bookies, they have their algorithms, their fancy math equations, and their little quirks. But you know what they don't have? They don't have our brains, man. They don't have our intuition. And they definitely don't have the power of community. So, let's stick together, share our insights, and beat these guys at their own game. Let's turn the tables and make some serious cash while we're at it. I'm telling you, this first half betting strategy, it's a game changer. It's like finding a secret cheat code in the Matrix. It just makes sense, you know? Less time for things to go haywire, better odds, and more control over your bets. Listen, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. This is just me sharing what I've learned from years of watching sports, and let's be honest, placing a few bets myself. So if you're ready to step up your betting game, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and join the Smart Buddy community. We're all in this together, folks.